Coming up, we take you to the scene of a Twin Cities tragedy.
And we show you a sweet spot to eat in the Twin Cities. I'm Lizzie Arehart.
And I'm Joe Sutton, and Eagle 7 News starts right now.
Now, from the Mel Johnson Studios at the University of Northwestern, this is Eagle 7 News.
Welcome to Eagle 7 News. Music fans across the world continue to mourn the loss of Minnesota's own Prince. The legendary musician died Thursday morning in his home in Chanhassen. According to a publicist for Prince, details surrounding how he died are not being released. Minneapolis native broke through with his hits in the late 70s, and his impact on the music industry was felt for decades. Prince was 57 years old. Our very own Evan Van Hoover was at Paisley Park, Prince's estate in Chanhassen, just hours after Thursday's news broke. He gathered his footage of media members and fans pouring into the area to leave messages and flowers. To hear more from Evan and see his videos, head to the Eagle 7 Facebook page.
And there's a new show on the Remnant, and it's worth a listen. The Crossover is a hip-hop show that airs once a week on Northwestern's student-run radio station. The show is run by Grammy Award-winning hip-hop artist Cross. The show also features music from other artists, such as Minnesota's own KJ. There will be a live show on April 28th here in the TV studio on campus at 10 p.m. with live performances from local artists. You can catch The Crossover on Thursday nights from 7 to 9 online at theremnant.fm.
People flooded the Robertson Student Center to celebrate a variety of cultures on campus around the Twin Cities. The evening was filled with musical performances, spoken word, dance routines, and a fashion show that displayed style from around the world. Our very own Milka Elias talked with Nathan Elias, her brother, Force's Vice President of Marketing, to recap the event.
I think the turnout was great. We're really happy to see the stud packed like every year. It's easily our biggest event, and I think one of the biggest events held in the stud, and it was just great to see so many different faces, both like family members, friends, students, and staff to come together.
And they always say that the weather outside is delightful, but is it really? Can you give us the news, Lauren?
The weather has been looking delightful lately, and I was super excited about it. And even after the rain yesterday, I went for a run. Eagle 7's Hannah Swanson actually caught up some video this week of students on campus enjoying the sunshine, doing their homework, not doing their homework. It's actually been really great to see. But it looks like the weather won't stay that way because this is Minnesota and the weather hates us. So today it's sunny, 62. It's not going to be that bad, but the weekend, 71 on Saturday, partly cloudy, getting ready for those thunderstorms on Sunday, which is not my cup of tea, but here we go. Monday, 48. Get ready for those weather headaches to start going on again. Tuesday, it's going to be 62 and mostly sunny. Wednesday, 55, some more thunderstorms, and Thursday, it's going to be cloudy. Hopefully the weather starts picking back up before we crash into finals week. Ryan, let's head over to you for some sports.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, it doesn't look quite as nice outside, but I'll still be outside for a few days this week. The women's softball team is on a roll. Going into Wednesday, the Eagles have a 9-game winning streak. They were able to swing one more win in on Wednesday against the University of Wisconsin Stout, bringing the winning streak to 10. The Eagles have a conference doubleheader against St. Scholastica on Saturday. Last week, the men's and women's tennis caused quite a racket on the court. They also aced the UMAC Player of the Week awards, Rachel Bostrom winning for the women and CJ Lloyd winning for the men. Both athletes had an impressive week, with Bostrom with a perfect 7-0 record and Lloyd with 3 victories for the men. When you think about track and field, visions of athletes running and jumping dash through your head. But there is another side of the sport, a side with strong people throwing heavy objects. The UNW track and field team has 2 of them. Brendan Scarborough caught up with them and track head coach Steve Thiessen to find out how these athletes train without an on-campus facility, and no event-specific coach.
The men's track and field team has 2 throwers, but no event-specific coach. So who is coaching them?
You're going to lift and push that turn and lift the hip at the same time.
This year, second year working with the throwers. So specifically, we're javelin throws, discus throws, shot put, whatever that, all the different throwing events might be.
The head track and field coach Steve Thiessen has now stepped into the role as the throwing coach for the 2016-2017 season.
So we work with, our basically commuting to our practice site, whether it's at Mounds View High School Our throwers work out over at Bethel at their throw facility a couple days a week.
A successful discus and javelin thrower, Chris Compton is telling us his views on how the season is going.
It's a new experience, getting coached by a coach who isn't really experienced in the throws, but he's been doing his best and doing really well, and it's been really helpful having him coach us.
Jens Kallgren, the second half of this two-man combo, gives us his thoughts.
We only have two guys, so it's definitely a good lesson in self-motivating and really pushing yourself to be your best even without that competitive atmosphere.
The team travels to Iowa this weekend, and hopefully the throwers' hard work and practice can pay off.
Nice job, Jens and Chris. We're proud of how hard you work without a coach. The UNW women's lacrosse team came close to win number 2 this week. A reminder, this is the team's inaugural season. The team's current record is 1-12. However, they fought hard against Iowa's Wartburg College in Tuesday night's game. With 10 minutes to play, they were up by 2, but suffered a heartbreaking loss when Wartburg pulled ahead at the last second. The final score was Wartburg 10, Northwestern 9. Lacrosse's next game is on Saturday. Well, that's it for sports. Over to you, Lizzie.
Thanks for the update on sports. Country clubs can often be stuffy, prim and proper, but there's a country club not too far from campus that's anything but. We take you there in this week's Off the Beaten Path. Danger's Country Club is anything but typical.
We're like a country club on crack.
And the club is not about blending in.
The bright colors, the green, the pink, and everything, it's everywhere.
But the bright colors aren't the first thing that'll catch your eye. It'll be the danger, also known as the mechanical tree, vertical patio, or simply put, a Ferris wheel. But to tell the story of Betty's danger, you have to start at the beginning.
The story goes that Betty went to a country club with her mom and dad when she was 5 years old.
The other children made fun of Betty for her mismatched clothes and lack of croquet etiquette. Little Betty started crying and her parents took her home, but she never forgot about that experience and vowed to open her own country club.
A place where everyone was welcome.
So Betty grew up, married George, and created her beautiful and quirky country club. But she was
a little loony and didn't ever want to leave her country club.
So George built her a mechanical tree to lure her out of the house and into the world.
And that didn't work, so she pretty much just hangs out in Betty's.
Although George may be disappointed, you should not be. Betty spends her days cooking delicious Tex-Mex food for all of her guests.
We're just about an environment that's fun.
Betty Danger's Country Club is advertised as a club for the 99%. It's ideal for anyone who's looking to have some good food, some fun, and just a little bit of danger.
Anybody who appreciates life a little less dull should come here.
For Eagle 7 News, I'm Lizzie Arehart.
Wow, that's actually a very interesting story. I actually live 3 blocks away from that.
Oh, really? Have you ever been?
I've been on the Ferris wheel, never been inside.
Okay, so I think that's probably the most important part. That's all the news we have for you this week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Lizzie Arehart.
And I'm Joe Sutton. And always remember, stay fly, Eagles.